Families of victims of the horrific accident on the M17 near Ga-Rankuwa in Tshwane have started burying their loved ones. 15 people lost their lives and at least 40 others were injured after a truck and a bus had collided. The Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula's preliminary report claims an error by the truck driver causing the accident. It's understood the truck was using a municipal road instead of a national road. On that for us, eNCA Slindelo Masikane is attending just one of those send-offs. Hello to you, Slee. And no family can ever prepare themselves for this very, very tragic and sad day for the Ga-Rankuwa family especially.
Certainly so. It's a very, very sad day here. And we understand, of course, that this is just one of many families that are preparing send-offs for their loved ones. The Ga-Rankuwa family has chosen today to lay their sister to rest. That is Sibongile Ga-Rankuwa. She was loved by many in her community. Her co-workers are here. Her neighbors are here in their numbers. Her children. She leaves behind 4 children and a number of her siblings who have really described her as someone who was really loving, caring, a mother to her entire family, but also somebody who was very strict, sometimes who could be stubborn, but who always had the best of intentions. Her sister, when we spoke to her earlier, describing that fateful day, the 10th of June, how the family had to search the George Mukari Hospital wards looking for her, hoping that she had at least survived the crash. But one of the brothers then went to the mortuary and sadly identified her body on that day as being one of those who tragically lost their lives, one of 15 people who lost their lives that day. And as you can see, the funeral is just wrapping up behind me. But let's just take a listen quickly to what her sister had to say earlier on.
She died with her 2 friends, Osleta and Osmaki. They were traveling together. The very same ladies they attended our mom's funeral on the 30th of April. They were there. We were with them there. We were just so happy. We didn't think that today we will be burying them. Yes, she went home to the Lord with her 2 friends, the favorite friends.
All right, Slee, so who else had a chance to speak at her funeral today?
So we also had a chance to hear from her employer, Claire Smith. Sibongile was a domestic worker at the time of her death and in fact was making her way to work on that morning. Let's just take a listen to what her employer had to say about the kind of person that she was.
She was an amazing granny and she loved you so much. And Rejoice and Seho, she loved you so much. You were the light of her life. And then my 2 came along and she was a mommy to them more than I could have ever wished for. She was a ray of sunshine. She was always singing. She had a kind heart, but she could also be so stubborn. She never had a nasty word to say about anybody. She was always friendly. And if you needed help, it didn't matter if she couldn't do it, she would be there to help you. Guys, your mom will live on in you. She has raised beautiful children and grandchildren, and she will always be with you.
So, Slee, as we've been reporting, 15 people sadly losing their lives in this accident. Do we know if any other families are saying goodbye to their loved ones today?
We do know of at least 3 other funerals, Gareth, that are taking place today, 2 of which are actually here in the northwest alongside Sibongile. That's Maki and Leta. Actually, Sibongile, Maki and Leta were all friends and would take that bus together every morning. And we also know that there's 1 other funeral taking place in the Nelspruit also today. So at least 4 funerals taking place of the 15 that died on that fateful day. There could be more, but at this stage, that's what we can confirm.
Once again, far too many lives lost on our country's roads. Slindelo Masikane, thank you very much indeed. I'm sure we'll check in with you again a little bit later.